at the podium.
Steph, at what point did that fourth quarter rally with the subs, what point did it perk you up like they could do this?
What you say?
At what point did that fourth quarter rally by the bench, at what point did it perk you up like they could probably do this, we could get back in this game?
Probably JK's 3 in the corner. I don't know if it cut it. I can't remember what the score was, but it's a different feeling. That kind of nervous energy in the building. Our guys were just out there hooping. It was fun to watch. It was fun to watch them just compete, find a little rhythm, a little chemistry, and give us some life. And that's what they're out there to do. It was just awesome to watch.
Steve said that he was talking amongst the coaches, and did he ask you, like, hey, do you want to come back in? Do you feel okay coming back in? Or did he kind of tell you, what were those conversations like?
It wasn't really much of a conversation with us. I'm sure they were having it as we were climbing into the lead a little bit. I think I mentioned something to Q at one point, like I'll be fine to go in whenever. And then when he made a call after that timeout, like I was fine physically and all that, but just it's kind of crazy that we had an opportunity to even think we had a little bit of life. And it's credit to those 5 guys out there that made that possible, made them Dallas work down the stretch, which hopefully in the playoff series all that stuff matters over the course of the each game.
Well, they hit 23s. What did you think was going on with you guys defensively?
A lot of that was just great shots by them. The way that they play, we talked about it. Game 1, they were heaving from everywhere. Missed a lot of ones they probably thought they should have made. Game 2, they were hot, and we figured it out in the second half how to cool them down, climb back into the league, got that one. Last game was kind of an average type game, and tonight you playing. It was almost like an ego win. Like you come out and you really have nothing to lose, so that confidence started early. We didn't really do nothing to slow it down, and then that's where the avalanche starts. So it's a good lesson learned in terms of you tip the hat, your hat to them because they made a lot of shots. We had a couple breakdowns in our zone that gave them easy looks, and they made us pay. And we knew to close them out it's going to be tough. So you got to, strap up on defense when we go home Game 5 and figure out how to slow them down, especially in that first quarter.
Steve mentioned he didn't think you guys were alert. Are there any specific breakdowns that come to mind on some of their threes?
They tried some stuff against our zone, trying to overload one side and force us to rotate, and we were just a step slow. They obviously have a lineup where they can put 5 shooters, out there. Well, and then they switched it up, and I don't know if it was end of the first half. In the second half, they put Luka off the ball in the zone, so he was the one catching with a live dribble and making us make a read. So playoffs are fun. It's a game of adjustments, and you got to figure out if you can't do it on the fly. Like you have a game like you had tonight, these next 48 hours to get prepared, come out with another level of focus on what they did to win the game like they did tonight.
Steph, after his pregame press conference, you shared a handshake with him and a little hug. No words were necessarily exchanged, but did you watch his pregame press conference? What was, I guess, that unspoken message you were trying to share with him after his comments about today's shooting?
I appreciate his leadership. It was on everybody's mind coming into the game. It's kind of hard to stay focused on going out and playing basketball and knowing, what happened, in this state. And I got kids, send them to school every day, drop them off. And you feel for the parents that are going through what they're going through. I can't even imagine the pain. So for Coach to come up here and say what he said, and every word that he said was powerful, was meaningful. I accept that challenge of trying to figure out a way to, again, use my voice and platform to hopefully make change. And you can tell what it meant to him. Come up in front of y'all and use this microphone to say what he said. So I appreciate his leadership on that. He's been doing that, since I've known him.
Steph, was it difficult to get your mind right for the game, and how did you do that?
Life is with a balance. It's hard. Like you come in, the perspective is, this is what we do. So you know how to kind of use your routine to get you ready. Obviously, your mind wanders from time to time, but especially at the moment of silence before the game and all of that. So it's tough, but it reminds you how blessed we are to be able to do what we do, and that we can't get lost in a basketball game for 2.5 hours. Even though it is difficult, knowing what's going on in our country.
For a team obviously still led by veterans with you, Clay, Draymond, how impressive is it to see two 19-year-olds with Moses and Kuminga kind of being part of that rally in the fourth quarter there?
It's great because they had an opportunity to go out there and make their presence felt, impact the game, build some confidence and some experience, in this series and what it feels like to be out there. So, with Otto being out, GP being out, there's minutes available. And for us to close this series out, game 5, I'm sure they're going to be out there playing some minutes. So carry that confidence back home with us, and hopefully they perform the same way.
I know you didn't shoot the ball well as a team from 3 tonight. Did you like the looks you got, or was those just they didn't fall?
I think the first 3 games, I would consider, I would say we haven't shot it as well as we wanted to, based on the shots that we got and the way that they were defending us. Obviously tonight I only got up 5, which is kind of weird. And I'll figure out exactly what they try to do to take those looks away. But, we can probably create a little bit more volume. But I think the looks that we got were pretty solid. Just we were taking the ball out the net or taking it out the free throw line or off the free throw line because we were fouling, a little too much to start the game, and we couldn't really create a flow like we're used to.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate that.